Alright, so first thing we're gonna do is prep all of our veggies for the risotto. I have some sweet potato, onions, spinach, and some garlic. Take 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes, dice them into small bite-sized pieces. Honestly, you can add whatever you want to add to your risotto. If you have some peas or squash, pretty much whatever you have in the refrigerator will work. Now I'm covering my sweet potatoes in olive oil and I'm seasoning them with pepper, garlic and herb seasoning, chili powder, and salt. But again, you can honestly add whatever you want to add. If you have some lemon pepper seasoning or some seasoning salt, which is what I typically season everything with, but I didn't have it today, you can honestly do whatever. I'm giving it another generous coating of olive oil, and then I'm getting in there and mixing up all of the seasonings on the sweet potatoes. You know, just kind of go to work, do what you need to do, and make this happen. Then I'm gonna put it into the oven at 400 degrees for 14 minutes. Now I am chopping my onion, and the technique that I'm using I learned at a class with my boyfriend, where you cut it into halves, you cut off the bottom, and then it's easier for you to slice the onion. As you can see, I'm cutting it across, and then I'm gonna cut down the onion. And then I will add that later into my cast iron skillet. Now I have 5 cloves of garlic. I will also mince into small pieces. So lastly, I have some spinach that I need to finish eating that I had in the refrigerator. I rinsed it off and now I am patting it dry because with coronavirus out here, you gotta make sure you clean everything. And I'm just going to give it a rough chop that I'm going to add into the risotto near the end of the cooking process so it doesn't cook down too much. Next, I am measuring out my risotto rice. So in my cast iron skillet, I have at medium heat. I put vegan butter in there with my onions, and as my onions cooked down, I then added my roasted sweet potatoes into the cast iron skillet. I follow that up with my garlic. Again, garlic can easily burn, so you don't want to add it too early and you don't want to cook it too high. So next, I added my risotto rice. I followed that up with a cup of white wine, but you can use whatever white wine you would like to use. Next, I added my first cup of vegetable broth. And we're going to kind of spread out the vegetable broth throughout the cooking process because we want to make sure that we're cooking the risotto for at least 20 minutes in order to cook down the risotto rice. I'm tasting it, seeing what it needs. It needed a little salt, so I added some salt. So as you can see, I'm just kind of periodically going back to my skillet to add some vegetable stock to make sure that it doesn't stick to the pan and make sure that it is cooking for the entire time. And then in the end, I am putting in my roughly chopped spinach and mixing that into the risotto. So now we're getting to pretty much the end of the cooking process, and you can see that it is kind of thick. You can still kind of add a little more vegetable stock if you want it to be a better consistency. And then I folded in some vegan Parmesan into the skillet after I turned off the heat. And there you have it. We have some delicious homemade vegan sweet potato risotto. And then I added a little side salad. Again, make sure if you like the video to like and subscribe to Flex and Preston. You can check me out on Flex and Preston at Instagram, on Twitter. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.